A very pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Within the sound of my voice, wherever you may be around the globe, we can say good morning, good afternoon, good evening in the many time zones. Welcome to another presentation of Voices. You're logged on to Win FM 98.9 on your FM dial. And this is another presentation of Voices for those who know. They know what the show is all about. So what we're going to do first, of course, is pause and give credit to our sponsors. When we return, we give the shout outs to the fan base, and then we pick a topic and just let it flow. You know, ho ho. Okay, let's go. Downtown and back.
Hey kids, drink healthy!
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors, drink the more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy, drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
What has you so happy? My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Not to call people's names, to slander or defame, but here's where the thing get controversial. Try telling him things really crucial. Even though you are armed with the fact, he tell you plain that he can't substantiate that. At our state-of-the-art health center, there was no backup generator, and so due to a power failure, a baby died in the incubator. Same time doctors in the theater performing a real delicate procedure. But before the caller could explain further, in jumps the moderator and he said, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it really mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate. Come again, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that. Play the song.
Chronicling the times as no one else can, the Calypsonian. Just capturing what was, what is to be. Welcome back to this presentation of Voices. As we say good morning to Chris Collins, Eustace Hendrickson, Val Monish, Derek V. Freights, Rosemary Donald, Jennifer Richards, Sister Sylvian Henry, Culture, Bueller, the police officers, well, all those in the security apparatus, taxi drivers, those, well, the nurses, doing a very special job up there, Jennifer. We have to give them their due. Nurses, doctors, just about everybody around the Federation, those without, and wherever you are, we give thanks and praises as we embrace another day. It's Friday, the 27th day of September. Most guys are going, thank God it's Friday and all that. But we expect a guest in the next 10 minutes perhaps. He called ahead and said that he has some traffic issues. He's actually leaving one venue to get here as soon as possible. So in the meantime, we chit-chat. I want to sing a song by, well, let me leave with another matter first, okay? I want to bring some clarity to an issue that's out there and not out there. Because there's a bit of misunderstanding. And as Jamster says, everything depends on context. We're hearing that somebody made a remark, the icons of the seas, which is currently having some mechanical problems and have some scheduling issues. They were not told by the Department of Tourism or the St. Kitts Tourism Authority that they were not coming to St. Kitts. Other than tell the taxi fraternity that the ship is having problems. My response to that is that the ship was not due here on the 28th. If it was due here and was experiencing problems, the relevant authorities would have sent out a circular or whatever indicating that due to XYZ, the icons of the seas will not be making the scheduled stop in St. Kitts Nevis. It was not bound for St. Kitts Nevis. It has mechanical issues based on the PR person, and they're trying to address it. But the talk is, well, it's got issues and people didn't know about it because the Department of Tourism or the Tourism Authority did not tell us about it. They were not duty bound to make any comments, remarks, or send out any PSA or circular about that particular ship because it was not due for St. Kitts. So for those who are listening and those who perhaps needed the clarity, there was no reason or rationale for the Department of Tourism, the Tourism Authority, or the relevant bodies to send out any information pertaining to that particular ship because it was not on schedule for St. Kitts. So no one was in preparation, maybe preparing drinks or whatever in anticipation, and were left in the dark because they were not informed by the Tourism Authority. For clarity purposes, that ship was not due for St. Kitts, hoping that they get their problems sorted out in time for its scheduled call next month. And if it doesn't happen, well, you'll have the updates as to why and the ways of. What do you have to say, Jamster? Okay. While we're waiting for our guests to show up, I want to sing a song. It's by Barry Hammond. Just a line or two. And it goes, "It's not official yet. I'm going to let you know as soon as it gets. It's not official yet. I'm going to let you know as soon as it gets. But there's a very strong rumor out there that as of November, Skelec, and I'm saying it's a very strong rumor, will be reimposing a surcharge on commercial/business houses, businesses, etc., etc. So let me put the claim again. Barry Hammond sings, "It's not official yet. I'm going to let you know as soon as it gets." But in the interim, it's worthwhile having a little discussion because a surcharge, and it was believed, it was actually initially indicated that it will be on, domestic homes, etc. And in this economy and what it portends and what it seems not, some say it's a non-performing economy, it will be hard on homeowners to be faced with a surcharge at this point in time. But guess what? Here's what. If it's being put on business houses, what happens? Who pays the surcharge? So, it's not on homes, it's not on residential homes, so it's not my problem. But if it's being applied to business houses, the question is, who pays it? The bottom line will remain the bottom line. and these commercial entities will pass it on to the consumer. So any way you slice or dice it, it affects the everyday consumer. And by the way, let me put this out there also. Skellig has put out a notice that they're being affected by low voltage. I know that's in the Sandy Point area because before he left home, the current dropped in and out at least 6 times. You have your appliance charges, I'm charging, and then bam, it gone, and bam, it come back. In the space of, say, 45 minutes. On and off, on and off, on and off. Let's take a call. Go to caller 11 Voices.
Hi, good morning, King.
Morning, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I'm giving thanks for life. And yourself?
Most definitely doing the same.
Nice and bright and sunny day. It started a little bit rainy, but, that has dissipated. And yeah, yesterday was a cool down after the long, sort of like heat wave sort of weather, You're expecting a guest?
Yes, but they're not here as yet, so you've got the microphone.
Yeah, because normally I wouldn't call in this early.
That's okay.
They're saying about it's not, you're a singer, so you're just singing it. It's not official
It's
yet.
not official yet, but I'm going to let you know as soon as it gets.
The King, I made a as per usual, I made my contribution a couple of days ago on the Island program, the morning program. Yeah, and I did a comparative analysis. It's something that I asked one of the hosts, and the new host, Jay Black, about whether they're talking things politics of, the United States politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about some things that we can see some sign of this project 2025. We can see some sign. I think the governor of Florida is named Governor DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
There was a pushback, and I think Kamala Harris, the vice president, got involved because I heard her made a statement saying that, they got involved down there to say, well, it was concerning education, certain aspect of the education which they don't want in the state of Florida and so forth. So I made my contribution with that.
Okay.
And I made a comparative analysis that, well, this is the Trump administration, were Trump to be reelected, would give tax break to the rich, the wealthy, the well-to-do. And, I made that comparative analysis as to what are the ideologies of these political parties, whether they're in the U.S. or they're in the Caribbean, Because, for one, I can stay with the Republican Party and the Labour Party. They wear the color red, right?
Yes.
Red is the color, right? Hello?
So that was the Communist Party.
But what are the other ideologies, right? And I said, well, it is alleged here. You say it's not official then, but it is alleged that the present administration written off $30-something million to a company on the Southeast.
That has been said.
You're singing the song, so I'm trying to sing my song too, right? So I'm here saying, what are the comparative analysis with the Labour Party and the Republican Party? And something that our nationals would not, one or two of them might vote for Republican in the U.S. if they have the wherewithal, if they became citizens and can vote.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't normally vote for the Republican Party out there. They're more democratic. We could feel the vibes here. One or two persons will show sentiments for the Republican Party in St. Kitts and Nevis, but not many, by far.
We have a Republican Party in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Our citizens, our nationals in the United States, they would not want to vote in a Trump administration and live under a condition like that. But yet they have all rights to come home and vote. But yet they vote for a different, a similar, almost identical ideology where we're giving tax breaks to the rich and then we're going to be cramming about $500 that you might get to the less fortunate for whatever reasons and think it's a Navy.
I see the comparison you're making now.
Huh?
I see I just got a connection to what you were trying to get across.
Alluding to, yes, because it's like the similarities is like, what are the ideologies, how these things come to be? They claim that they're for the ordinary, but they're not. It is the reverse way. Their action speaks louder than words when it comes to that.
Okay.
So I just wanted to just put that out there.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Our nationals are entitled to come home and vote, but vote wise. Because you wouldn't want to vote and live in a condition like you don't want to vote for the Republican because they might just don't want to put educational programs that would benefit your children in school. Why would you want to teach a history, one-sided history, as opposed to a history where you're going to let other persons know, but this was the ordeal.
There are a lot of reasons why they want to create that narrative in terms of what they want to teach. There has been a concerted effort to hide the truth of our history for years.
The educational aspect or the tax break aspect of it. But there are so many other things that they say. And we don't have a Project 2025 here. It is not called that. When political parties buy and think for elections, they will have a manifesto. Okay?
I hear you.
I'm not saying it's that, but their action speaks louder than words.
I hear you.
And their action is not with the ordinary people.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And that was the first call of the morning. In the meantime, I saw two beautiful, awesome persons just walk into the studio. So guests are here. I expected one, I got two. And of course, they say, they think we take two. So yeah, we want to talk a bit more on that issue. Then we take a break and officially introduce the guest. Let's take this last call. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yeah, good morning, King. I'm
Respect.
trying to ignite a little piece of debate here.
Let's hear.
Answer to your question. I'm trying to work out what is the purpose of our ambassadors that we have overseas.
Is that rhetorical?
All the ambassadors. We have ambassadors, all over the world. They're trying to work out what's the purpose. What do the country benefit from these guys?
They represent us out there in official capacity. When we ourselves can be there in person, we have relations with a number of countries around the world. And so having a footprint there, it helps to foster that relation. It helps to... Example, if you're a national from St. Kitts Nevis and you're, say, in Canada, and you're having whatever problems, etc., the embassy, and this is a very small part to play, should be able to intercede on your behalf to make sure that you're okay. They represent the Federation overseas.
From my understanding, how I understand, to me, it's like we don't gain anything from it.
You do.
We barely could see anything substantial.
We do. Let me give one example. In 1983, within I think a week of attaining independence, we, St. Kitts Nevis, were the first to establish diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Look at the benefits. Our students today are going there, they're getting scholarships, etc. While here, we have benefited tremendously in terms of our national development.
I'm glad you said that. The Taiwan, you can see foods of that.
Yeah, but we benefited from Cuba also, and other countries, from Canada.
Let me give you a brief example of my understanding now. Like we have an ambassador from Morocco.
In Morocco, yes.
About 10 years now, the gentleman down there, and I can't recall anything we gained substantially since he's been there.
Okay, I can't attest. I can't say what you said.
I don't know somebody to correct me, but I can't put nothing tangible, put a finger anything tangible to say that we've gained from Morocco since he's been there for 10 years. 10 years, okay. I tell you the one what these guys doing, they're lobbying, they're selling passports, they try to work out what they're really doing, because it's like we're paying these guys large sums of money, and you understand what's going on? The country barely benefiting. Okay, got your point. It's a concern that somebody, in a peg grade above myself should be able to respond to and answer, but who knows if they call. But thank you. All right, I just asking a question, really enlightenment. Definitely, I hear you. As Jam just a good question. All right, let me just put this point out there quickly. I want to say good morning to Ms. Brenda O'Neill.
She was here with us on Wednesday. She's currently out there riding out the hurricane. Right? But she let me know that things are okay. So we're happy to hear that you're doing fine up there. We enjoyed your presentation here on Win FM on Wednesday. We have a next call. Let's take this call before we go to the break. Good day, call 11 Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Good morning, Carl Brown. You're around, it's going to go down. Let's hear it.
We are not hearing you. What is happening? ZIZ is cutting in where Win FM station normally be. I guess it's because maybe them thunder and maybe them lightning and things.
I understand that. I understand that the weather has affected the antenna up at that site. Electricity is off. There's a power outage there at the moment.
Yeah, because where Win FM normally be on our radio, ZIZ is there now.
Okay.
So we are not hearing Win FM, we are hearing ZIZ. And where ZIZ normally be, that is off.
Okay, so one we go. But you understand that there's electricity failure at that site at the moment. So once it's sorted, we'll be back on track.
Yes, yes.
But thanks for keeping us go ahead.
Yeah, the King.
Yes, sir.
What I want to touch on is that in a few days, we are going to start the cruise season. And at the mall, the toilets, them are still bar up. When last you walked to there?
This morning.
And your site bar up, right?
That is correct.
And we still using the outside portable toilets. The King, that's a shame and disgrace, you know. It is very embarrassing to our federation because we had a whole 6 months of what we call off season, and we're not even supposed to wait for the cruise season because we have people from all over the world, all over the federation passing through their shopping and Port Zante. And the King, what work need to be done? They're only going to take about a week, you know. Because the King, all they need to do is put in a new counter, some new face basin, some new toilet, a little painting, and maybe a little tile work. That's only a week work, the King.
It's a vital service that we need to have, yes.
Eh?
It's a vital service that we must have in place, but I don't know the whys and the ways of, but you're making a very good point.
The King, that service there must be rendered, otherwise, it must be rendered. We should not be outside in portable toilets. And then that is a simple thing. It's not even going to cost them $1 million because you know these governments only cook out millions, eh? Every project, every little thing they do, and you hear them say 1 point something million, 20 million, and all they could do is count millions. And then when you look at the project, then you wonder where we are millions spent. If you work out the material and the labor cost, the electrical and the plumbing, where they spend this money? Right?
I hear you.
King, it is very, very disgraceful and shameful and very embarrassing. And the thing about it, the King, is right under the Ministry of Tourism. That is the worst shame of all.
Yeah. Well, I hope they address it as soon as possible. Your concerns are valid, they're on point. And I keep saying I hope the relevant persons are listening because it's really, really an issue that needs to be addressed like ASAP.
Yes. The other thing, King, the government headquarters. When last you drive down College Street or walk up College Street there by Corey and look up at the government headquarters behind you?
When I'm driving, I keep my eyes on the road.
Well, King, this time when you walking, just take a walk across there. When you're done the King, he look shameful, he look disgusting, nasty. I mean, on Church Street, government headquarters look nice. On Central Street, it look nice.
Have you ever swept your yard and just focus on the front of the house and make sure it look nice and you invite guests? Have you ever done that?
No, the King, you got to do everything because somebody going to notice. And he going to bother you when you go there.
All right. Thanks for being vigilant. We can't do it without you.
Yeah, King, the other thing. Lord, the Treasury need a little touch-up too.
The Treasury building?
Yeah, in front. You remember they had some mold problem the other day and they had to go to the back.
Oh, the one up on Armchair Street?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that needs some touching up. Oh, Lord. and Mr. Conway Maynard, the man for number 3, the representative, please look after your community center up there, Lord. You look too nasty and disgraceful. Lord, you got painters, you got little masons, you got people who put in a little glass and them little thing. The man, give some people in your community a little job and let it look after the community center and make it look attractive. Plus the champion steel band home is based there.
Okay, you got a point.
That is what's shameful about it, you know. This champion, this several time repeat Federation steel band champion is based there.
I didn't know that, but it's good to know. But here's what. I do have to pause for station break, and I have some guests I want to introduce. But
yes, ma'am.
Think of this. Call back later on. Let's discuss the surcharge that's supposed to be implemented by Skellig on business houses. Okay?
On businesses?
On businesses. And see who will pay that.
King, that one is ticklish, you know.
We go downtown.
That one is ticklish because it's going to come down, and we now going to be paying.
Call back. Let's discuss it. I got to go for a break right now, okay? Much appreciated. Take us downtown, Jamster.
But when the sexton called to lament about the corruption in government, Terry would protest angrily that labor is the best thing for the country. But if you call to talk about security,
that's the familiar sound of the school bell ringing to let you know that class is in session. Listen up, class. Let your parents know that the place to shop for your back-to-school essentials is the TDC Home and Building Depot in St. Kitts and City Drugstore Nevis Limited. Get up to 30% off backpacks, notebooks, pens, pencils, school bundles, printers, and more. And while they're there, be sure to have them ask about the tech tools for teachers so we can help you achieve even more success. And remind them about Flash Sale Fridays, when you can receive even more savings just in time for the new school year. Now you know. See you at TDC Home and Building Depot and City Drugstore Nevis Limited. Class is now dismissed. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to our viewers and listeners. And we now want to introduce a guest that are with us. We got one up on the phone, so we'll start with a lady, Miss Kizian Warner, and she's from the court. I'm getting some singles here, so I'm saying, here's what. I'm going to let you introduce yourself in whatever capacity, and we'll take it from there. So welcome once again to the Areas of Voices. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Kizian Warner, and I will be assisting the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative Society with their upcoming event, which is the World Food Day, Food Fair, and Agricultural Exhibition. It's going to be at the Eco Park from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. We're going to have a lot of highlights at the event. One of the highlights would be the high school cooking competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The deadline is for application
For
is
registration?
today. For registration
Okay.
is today. And we have how many confirmed so far? 4?
4, and I just got off the phone with a
I know you're handsome, right?
Yeah.
So the folks on the camera, they would like to see.
So yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Lionel Stevens, president of the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative. And yes, as Miss Warner mentioned, we are here to invite you out to our annual World Food Day, Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition. And as she was mentioning, one of the major highlights has been the high school cook-off. This is now in its 3rd year, and it seems to be gaining some momentum. The first year we decided to target the high schools in our zone, which are the Virtual, Sandy Point, and the Sadler Secondary. The ministry felt that it was a bit biased and asked us to throw it out to all the high schools.
Wider community?
Yes.
Okay.
So presently, we have 5 schools confirming participation. I just got off the phone with Sadler Secondary.
Amen.
So it seems to be gaining momentum. We started with 3. Last year we had 4. And we are currently now up
At
to
5?
5.
Yes.
What date is it set for?
The 12th of October.
12th of October.
Saturday.
By the 2nd of next month, then we're going to have more entries.
No, today is the deadline.
Oh,
So
yes.
Sadler's jumped in because they were almost out, so now they're in.
In the nick of time.
Yes.
Yeah, in the nick of time. So we are grateful for the support of the secondary school, the whole Ministry of Education. Agriculture is something that doesn't get much attention in the way it should. And the cooperative trying to shine the light, and the secondary school in the culinary field is trying to detract some of the negative things that are being said about the young people and try to showcase them in a more positive light. And we know food is something that everybody needs. So giving them this opportunity could create an avenue for them, as young as they are, you know what I mean, to get a call to prepare a dish for a particular event or an occasion. So we're just happy that we are getting the support in this regard.
Not to mention the education about the nutritional components.
Yes.
Because we're also partnering with Chef Peter Marshall. He is a lecturer at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College.
Okay.
And what we started last year is that we had training sessions with the participants. So they would know, okay, you can't have your food at a certain temperature. You should keep it at a certain temperature, how you should prepare the meal and all of that and so forth. And we're having that again this year. So it's not just a competition, it's a learning experience as well for the students.
James, you listening? Right?
Yeah, so you get to know about plating, portion size,
Yes.
Portion size,
all
yeah.
that prior to the event. So it's coming out nicely. So that aspect is looking up. Other highlights, the Rabbit Festival would be there again. So all things rabbit. If you want to buy a rabbit to keep as a pet, if you want to buy rabbit meat to cook, if you want to buy cooked rabbit meat, that would be there. You know what I mean? Compliments of Kevin's Animal Corner. We are going to have Jeff Small Grants program. They should be having a launch of their new initiative. So groups, NGOs out there who have projects or ideas that they want support for, Jeff is a good person to talk to. Miss Eilis Watts.
Any media houses invited?
In the works. Still, I don't know if
Well, you know where you are, right?
Yes.
You know where you are.
I don't know if Win
We need to have the conversation.
comes out
Okay.
and
Yes,
cover the
we can.
events. But yeah, promotion, that's why we're here, to try kickstart promotion as well. Other highlights include Sparks Ital, you know what I mean, the number one Ital around for all those who like Ital.
Who is that, by the way?
The Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative.
Yeah, well,
you know
I see you smiling so
Yeah, so all the Ital lovers, every Saturday, you can find us at the Sandy Point Public Market with the Ital. We're going to have other cooked food vendors like Skeeter's Catering, Hillary's Catering, Capistier, Fisherman's Craft with their shark products, they should be there as well. Sugartown Organics, Nature's Best. Some of the credit unions promise to come on board and be there.
Yes, Police Credit Union has already confirmed that they're going to be there.
You know what I mean? What else? The Kids Corner.
Yes, and we're going to have agricultural exhibits. What we want to highlight, we want to emphasize a little more on the 25 by 25 agenda. We also want to highlight sustainable agricultural practices and water conservation, because, you know, that's one of the major issues farmers are facing, water on their farms.
I was going to talk about all the rain we've been having, etc.
Well,
you can get saturation of soil to the point itself.
To be honest, that this year, I would say, has been a good year in terms of rainfall as it pertains to the farming community. You know what I mean? Rain has fallen this year technically, right? Despite the hot weathers, right? But the sad reality is that the rain harvesting, the harvesting of the water that we could use it when it is not falling is still a major concern.
I said you run off every day of the top soil heading down to the ocean.
Yeah, in many, many, many ways, many different places. And I feel that the community, the farming community, we need to put our heads together more, our resources together more, and see how we could try and, you know what I mean, harvest some of that water. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the media thing, just a quick question. If a media house wants to be present, what do they have to do? Because it's a two-way street,
Well, just touch base with us. And we could have the conversation.
All right.
Yeah.
So we leave a contact with Jamsa just in case, because I would like for this media platform to be there. Yeah. It's a very important development in this country, St. Kitts Nevis. There has been a lot of stigma, of course, over the many years going back to farming. And I really believe in what you guys are doing. Especially the nutrition part of it. I know there have been struggles that the farmers are going through, but these initiatives that you're bringing, getting the schools to have this cook-off, etc. Any contact, any support from the Department of Tourism?
Well, we sent a communication. We would be doing some following up in the week coming.
Okay.
At the term, I say it here and hoping that they hear it. We were hoping that they could come on board and be a partner, seeing as the Eco Park is somewhat under their wing, responsibility. We see that it could be an opportunity to promote the upcoming tourism season as well.
Tourism week is coming up shortly.
Yes.
As well, so it's a good opportunity to try launch out some of the ideas and initiatives coming up for the upcoming tourism season as well. So we sent a communication, so we're hoping that we could have a conversation with them, and that could be added so that it could be more things to draw people to the event and the venue.
Prizes. Select last year winners.
Okay, so for the winners last year, we gave them, each participant got $100. They also got a participation certificate. They got a fruit basket, and we had prizes for first, second, and third, but we didn't want to leave out the fourth school. So what we did, we gave the fourth school $300. The third school, I think, got $500. The second school got $700, and the winning school got $1,000.
I'm thinking of opening the tourism department to offer platforms for the winners. Make them part of the when you have the presentation, restaurant week, Grill Fest. Have those winners featured. Which brings continuity to it. When you have the next tourism week, they're featured. You bring them in
that's
because
a very good idea.
We want to showcase our talent of a young culinary, entrepreneurs get there, and the schools at the school level is a very good thing because when, say, this particular school realizes that school won it, we want a part of it next year. So it is a very eclectic. What's what I'm looking for? Right?
It's like a pull factor.
Yeah. What you said is a very good thing, and we're focusing so much on tourism. These events should be
part of the
part of it.
Product as well. Yes.
So when you print your magazines about your destination, these should be articles about the school's participation. You're talking food, you're talking nutrition. We have a call? Okay, let's pause the call. Go to call 11 voices.
Yes, the king. Carl is back.
Carl is back.
Yes. The king.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you listened to ZIZ News yesterday.
I didn't.
You heard that a base London organization that do the rankings for CVI countries, that our country rank at number 1, I think.
Yes, we're still punching above our weight.
Past 4 years.
In spite of the issues, the challenges, yes. We're still ranking high.
For the past 4 years. And that is very good to hear, despite all the issues and different challenges and the up and down. That is very good. But the good thing about it is say for the last 4 years, they ain't say for the last 2 years.
Okay.
So it shows that the last government was doing very good and diligent check and things. Right? Just like this government is upgrading the diligence check and thing. And they normally, Dr. Joe normally just come and give you the impression like that only started since Labour got in power. So I'm glad the report stated, since it's hold the top spot for the
over the past 4 years, not just, okay.
Row.
Got your point.
Yeah. Larry deal with Skellig and this charges on businesses.
Go ahead.
You were saying they're going to be charging.
I was saying, okay? It's not official yet, but I'm told as of November, there'll be a surcharge applied to commercial houses, to Skellig. So that will affect the everyday consumer.
Houses meaning,
business houses. Yeah. So those costs will be passed on to the consumer.
The king, Skellig is coming with this at a bad time, Not this year at all, because nothing has been happening for businesses and customers and other people for this year. Not the country is dry. Skellig, no. I think you should hold off that until next year and let we see if the country, if we get an injection into the country, because we have been promising an injection into the country for the last 2 years and months. And if you see we ain't getting no injection,
Hear me, Carl. Hear me. I know you said that you're not getting us by radio, but we have a topic right now. We have 2 guests in the studio. So try to log on to winmediaskn.com, and they'll bring up to date the topic on the table at the moment, right? That's winmediaskn.com, right? Because I know you have a contribution to make with this also. So let's deal with this topic right now, and maybe after the news, we address that thing that I did invite you to call back, but we need for you to be able to hear what's happening in real time and respond to that particular topic. Okay?
Right, bye-bye.
Much appreciated.
I also wanted to add in relation to this competition, if you see the dishes that these students, these high school students present, you would think that we had a master chef competition.
So these pictures should be portrayed in the tourism.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really good.
I think the winning dish last year was Bassi High School with some sort of rabbit chowder.
Yes, they had a rabbit show. Yes, and I'm telling you, the judges, they were eating it up. I think when the
Did the judges pay?
No. Okay.
Yo,
Because you also your camera is picking up your back.
Sorry. Okay, we can do that. And also, one of the pillars for the Sandy Point.
That they need to get the
visitor channel.
Visitor channel to come and cover the events.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
We can do that.
Really crossed my mind. Like, yeah, that's something to really invite
Me
people
too.
to.
Yeah, well, we're going to touch base with them.
The idea of the event in general came as to mimic the department's open day in April.
Okay.
So for those who would miss that in April, you have a second
this
opportunity around
and in the rural area.
In the rural area to have a similar experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So I was saying one of the pillars for the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative Society is youth in agriculture. So even though we have this competition with the high schoolers, we started this program with the primary school children. So in the summer, every Saturday we had some primary school children going to the different farms for the members. They did harvesting, they did planting and all of that. Then we took them down to the market to show them, okay, after we already harvested the produce.
Products.
Yes.
On display.
We sell them, yes.
People coming to buy.
Yes.
How you use a scale, how you go about weighing produce, record keeping, and that sort of stuff. So it was basically from
the business
beginning to end.
The business.
Yes.
The sowing of the seeds, explaining the land preparation, the transplanting, the growth, blossoms to fruit, you know what I mean, harvesting, and then you do the marketing.
And they will have a booth at the event too to show
the children.
Yes, to show all that they have learned and all of that and so forth. So they're going to be there at the event.
We have to remind Jamster of that date. Chris Collins would like to be here because he likes to eat.
Okay.
He loves to eat. But we have to keep putting the date and the venue as often as possible.
October 12th, St. Kitts Eco Park, Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative's annual World Food Day, Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition. This is this third staging at the Eco Park, and to be honest, it has been going from strength to strength. The Eco Park is a very lovely venue.
Venue for that.
Yes.
So for those persons who have never been to Eco Park, who have never been to the event, we're encouraging you to save the date and come on out. Admission is only $5 for adults. Children are free.
I was going to ask about that. That's very doable.
Yes, children are free.
Children are free. There will be lots to eat, lots to drink, entertainment, DJ Kotai, Unstoppable Sound, and a young and upcoming band, Explosive Band. You know what I mean? This is the next set of youngsters. One of the youngsters is actually someone who I taught in school and loves agriculture as well. So I want to give him a shout out, Mr. Wilkin. Yeah, he got a mystic first name. I still can't get it, but as respect, I call him Mr. Wilkin, So, yeah, big up.
We're going to take another commercial break to give credit to the sponsors, and we'll be right after that. Okay? So let's take it out.
But Fergie said, I can't substantiate that. I can't substantiate that. Does it really mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Hey kids, drink healthy.
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors. Drink the more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy. Drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
TDC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TDC Financial Services. We are strong. TDC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
As a beacon string, all the time. 11:51 a.m. We invite you back to the studios at Winnie for 98.9, and we are, of course, on Voices discussing a very important development in not only the farming community, but in terms of the schools, the potential to make it a tourism feature during Tourism Week coming up shortly. Maybe not for this year, but for next year. You're building a very good platform here, and I would like to just share more with the public about what you're doing. The origins maybe, but exactly what's happening in agriculture, because I just say they don't get so much attention or support. But what you're doing is very commendable.
Yeah, and since the inception of the organization in 2010, we started the event down at the public market. Mm-hmm. And over the years, it has grown. Many persons want to participate, and the venue in itself, the market, it has its limitations. Mm-hmm. So the group decided to venture out, and we chose Eco Park to try and keep it in the community or close to home, and so far it has been good. As it pertains to agriculture, it has been a cry for me over the years that more activities need to come out of the farming community and not necessarily the government. For example, there are some issues from time to time with eggplant being a very seasonal commodity, and sometimes it's there in abundance and nobody wants it. So I've been saying over the years that when it comes to the oversupply of commodities, one way to help increase consumption would be the same culinary initiatives.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where the farmers can reach out to chefs and try to create
dishes,
but events where the chef can come and demonstrate different uses of the commodity. You know what I mean? So once persons see the preparation, they could have an idea how to do it, and once they taste it, then they could decide further, as in, okay, this is something I could try.
Apply.
I would do. And simple as that, consumption could increase. And if it is a commodity that is underproduced,
you create another dish.
You create an avenue for increased production.
Correct.
So, yeah, simple things like those, but the farming community needs to come together more and try to speak from a place of oneness or togetherness, not every man for himself, because that is what is creating the problems. You see what I'm saying? Because no one man can feed the country, but a set of us could agree and strategize that we could supply the country with a commodity over a period of time.
This is a far-fetched idea which I put out here some weeks ago. I was just rambling. You would recall when we had that group from, it was Martinique. No, it was Martinique that came here, visited up at the headquarters up there.
Oh, yes.
And they were speaking about a lot of stuff that's grown here in St. Kitts. They would like to get there. The challenge is transportation. And I'm saying, Dr. Joe, buy a boat. Buy a boat. We recall the days of the federal maple and farm and federal palms, etc. But if the country owns a boat, it can better serve the region in getting, when we have a glut of certain things, get them across to St. Martin, across to that way, affect the country. but they were very much interested in the farming community here, the potential, but the markets are the problem. But if we invested in a boat, it may sound like, oh, what are you talking about? If we invested in a boat and we can move volumes from St. Kitts, the uniqueness of our soil, how we could produce much better in other parts of the region, we can better serve that. Invest in a boat, what do you think?
The boat investment is something that the farming community is calling for.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it is something that in many different pockets, you would hear farmers saying that we need a boat, we need to export. Many farmers say they have links and contacts in different places.
Yeah, but the issue is transportation.
But outside of the transportation, because there are vessels that move, not specifically for food, but there are vessels that move within the region. But I keep saying to them that a one-off surplus or glut now cannot sustain marketing.
No.
Correct.
This is where the community needs to sit down and decide how is it that we are going to produce or sustain or supply a certain quantity for a particular area. That's what I'm saying. But to do that, you must be in control of the factors of production. And one of our major problems is getting the lands prepared in a timely manner. And if that continues to be an issue, that will always throw off the consistency in terms of following up and having food consistently.
So does 25 by 25 factor into this?
Well, for me, the 25 by 25 should have been helping to address the sequencing
those
of
needs.
production.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because it's really, if you are to reduce importation by 25%, then you must have a constant supply of that 25%. That's what I'm saying. So hence, to do that, you would need inputs for a period of time to sustain that.
Yep.
You would need the machinery to prepare the lands when the time comes to plant the consequential crops. So
the continuity?
Yeah, so it's not an overnight thing, but it's something that would need organizing, timely discussion.
Commitment.
Yes.
And commitment.
Commitment is the biggest factor.
And just to strengthen what Lionel is saying about having the farmers sit down and plan, the Sandy Point Agriculture Cooperative Society, they had something that was called the Hot Pepper Project. And what they did was 5 farms, we sow on this farm today, 2-3 weeks after we go and we sow on someone else's farm and so forth, and they had something that called farm rotation. So every Wednesday, the members would go on a particular farm, do whatever weeding or whatever they have to do, and then next week they go on another farm and so forth. So they had a constant supply of hot peppers. So that small project
Here's what, we're almost at the point where we have to present the midday newscast. So we got 11:59. So wrap it if we can between now and then, because...
Okay, now let me just give a shout out to some of our sponsors. We have the Small Grants Program, Jeff. We also have First Federal Cooperative Credit Union. We have the Police Cooperative Credit Union. And we have, I can't remember the others, but we have some that will be coming on board. Yes, Caribbean Confederation of Credit Union also is on board. And we have already touched base with some of the institutions that we asked for donations, and they seem like they're on board as well. So we're just going to hold out, and then when we come back, we'll be able to give a more detailed thing.
Well, thank you for being part of this presentation. Lionel, any quick words before we pause, Phil?
Yeah, just before we go to shout out Gideon Force this coming Sunday, Phillips Botanical Farm, Tabernacle Main Road, 2 p.m. Come on out for the third staging of the organic market.
Okay, you ready, Jamsa?
Yes.
As we now pause to present the Win FM's midday newscast. Thank you, guys, and see you on the other side.
You found the sound 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With the Win FM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown.
And I am Yulana Weeks.
Our top stories.
Update on St. Peter's and F.T. Williams Highway Rehabilitation Project.
St. Kitts and Nevis's ICT ministry develops an internet exchange point.
Grenada launches gender-responsive climate-smart agriculture program. Julian Alfred named St. Lucia Tourism Ambassador. Internationally, Hurricane Helene hits Florida as one of the largest storms to strike the U.S.
Now the details.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has issued a progress update on rehabilitating the St. Peter's Main Road and F.T. Williams Highway. The project focuses on improving a 3.86-kilometer road from Ogie's Gut in St. Peter's to the Golden Rock roundabout, with ongoing efforts to enhance road infrastructure and traffic flow. Construction crews are currently focused on building a 2-lane roundabout near the Anglican Church in St. Peter's. The roundabout will feature 4 access points designed to improve traffic management in the area. According to Alexis Hazel, owner of Rock and Dirt Construction Limited, the roundabout requires expansion to accommodate the new lanes and access points. In addition to the roundabout, the project involves resurfacing the road from the F.T. Williams Highway Bridge through the Shadwell roundabout to the RLB Bradshaw International Airport's security gate. Sidewalks have been installed from Bass Bakery to Carafesta Village, and a new retaining wall has been constructed along the stretch. Drainage systems have also been upgraded to ensure efficient water runoff, critical for preserving the asphalt surface. Rock and Dirt Construction Limited oversees the project, and 3 teams work simultaneously. One team constructs the retaining wall, another paves the road, and the third is working on the roundabout. The Division of Labor aims to advance the project efficiently across different sections. George Gilbert, Director of Public Works Department, stated that while the project has experienced some delays, efforts are being made to regain lost time by coordinating tasks among contractors. He noted that weekly meetings with the contractor and consultant address scheduling challenges. Gilbert advised road users to exercise caution when driving through the construction zone. He recommended that individuals plan for potential delays by leaving home earlier and staying alert while traveling through areas where work is ongoing. Gilbert also highlighted measures to reduce dust levels, particularly for respiratory patients. Quote, "There will be some inconveniences due to construction, but efforts are being made to minimize dust and manage traffic disruptions," Gilbert said. The project includes overhauling the road's base, subbase, and asphalt layers. Additional features include installing sidewalks, guardrails, road markings, and traffic signs. Improved drainage systems are a key part of the work, designed to divert water from the asphalt to prevent premature deterioration. Including sidewalks is expected to improve pedestrian safety, particularly for school children and residents walking to local churches. The roundabout near the Anglican Church is expected to help control traffic flow. Depending on weather conditions and supply chain factors, major construction is projected to be completed by the second quarter of 2025. Once work on the St. Peter's section is finished, attention will shift fully to the F.T. Williams Highway. The St. Peter's Main Road and F.T. Williams Highway rehabilitation projects are part of a broader effort to improve the island's road network. The goal is to enhance transportation efficiency and safety for drivers and pedestrians. The Honorable Conress Maynard, Minister of Public Infrastructure, Energy Utilities, Domestic Transport, ICT, and Posts, updated the public on another road project in the Newton Ground area. On September 23rd, the minister posted a social media update on the progress of the new road in Newton Ground.
Greetings, I'm here at another roads project, this time in Racecourse, Newton Ground. This is one of the projects we're doing around the country, including of Shadwell, Boyd's, Points, right here in Newton Ground, St. Paul's, also White House soon, the St. Peter's Main Road, and a number of other road rehabilitation projects. So I just stopped by to see how progress is going here, and things are looking good. They have the drains in already. This way, a completed road.
Other road projects that are ongoing or upcoming shortly include Shadwell West and South, Boyd's View, Palmetto Point, Rollins, St. Paul's, White House, St. Peter's, and continued work on the St. Peter's Main Road and F.T. Williams Highway East.
The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, ICT, in the government of St. Kitts and Nevis developed an internet exchange point called SKNIX. Conress Maynard, the Federation's ICT minister, explained an internet exchange point during a recorded discussion with Mr. Stephen Lee of Architects.
Do you know what is SKNIX? Do you know what is an internet exchange point? Well, we are here at one right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Ordinarily, when you send something on the internet, or maybe you ask for Netflix or YouTube or something, when you send that request, it obviously goes out of St. Kitts, does something somewhere in the United States, somewhere, comes back here, then goes back to ask for the information. Or for instance, maybe you're sending an email from yourself to somebody on this at the same table. When you click send, it goes, travels under the ocean, in cables, reaches somewhere in the United States or somewhere else, wherever this information is hosted. It exchanges there and then comes back down. That obviously takes a little extra time and it costs money to do that. So what we have done at the ICT ministry is we have bought our own internet exchange point.
Mr. Lee said having a localized internet exchange point has benefits, including saving time and money.
Even though it seems really quick to most of us online, all of those little things happen. Things leave the country, they come back, data is there. It costs, some seconds, and it costs some money because every time we use those undersea cables, we have to pay for the traffic. By having these servers here at SKNIX, we're actually moving some of the servers that we normally want to talk to outside the country. We're moving them here. And the more we're able to do that, and we've just started the process, a lot of those traffic transactions now won't need to leave at all. Whether somebody's on inside of this room or they're one of the local providers here, they'll be still accessing the content right here, because all of our service providers in St. Kitts and Nevis are currently connected here. And so the traffic is moving between their networks and between all of the equipment we have located here. So we're looking at this as something that will cut down the time and ultimately also reduce the cost of getting that internet traffic moving.
Maynard and Lee discussed that an internet exchange point in the Federation could attract significant companies like YouTube and Google.
So some of the first big one, and I think the ones that will impact the market first, is to get the global content providers to actually put some of their servers and traffic here.
Like the Netflix.
Like Netflix and Google.
YouTube,
yes.
Amazon.
Yeah. If we build up the infrastructure here just right, it will be a point in which they'll say, yes, we can put our content there. There's a demand for it, and the infrastructure for it is right, and therefore they'll actually move stuff here. There's also business, banking, local transactions. Those, instead of now having to purchase services outside the country, could potentially have those hosted at an internet exchange or a data center that's connected to the internet exchange.
In the event of a natural disaster on the east coast or west coast of America and the internet lines are cut, once the content providers are located in St. Kitts and Nevis, the system is likely to remain online in the Federation.
In regional news, Grenada launches gender-responsive climate-smart agriculture program. Grenada Broadcasting Network has the details.
Grenada has officially launched its gender-responsive climate-smart agricultural program, which is aimed at strengthening the island's agricultural sector while addressing gender disparities in farming. The launch event took place on Thursday at the Green Room of the Radisson's Beach Resort. The program seeks to equip farmers with the necessary tools and resources to adapt to the increasing impacts of climate change while promoting gender equality in agricultural leadership and participation. Following the launch, over 60 stakeholders participated in a one-day workshop, which served as a platform for discussing critical challenges in sourcing financing for sustainable agricultural projects. Stakeholders also outlined key barriers and proposed solutions to ensure that gender-responsive climate-smart practices can be successfully integrated into Grenada's agricultural policies. The workshop was facilitated by Vamara Extrava.
The workshop is about bringing Grenada together for us at FAO and for Canada to hear about the issues and concerns they have around specific value chains, and also to create an opportunity for us to identify the opportunities for us to address the issues and constraints of women and youth in the agricultural sector linked to those particular value chains. So ideally what we want to do is to hear from Grenada some of those issues and then identify the key activities we can implement under the project to improve the livelihoods through our interventions. What we really want to understand is the constraints that they face in production, processing, and also accessing things like finance.
The facilitator also spoke of expected outcomes of the workshop.
At the end of the project, though, what we would like to see is an increase in the number of investment profiles that women and youth are submitting for financing. We would like to see more producer organizations who have been trained having proposals submitted to programs like small grants programs and other financing institutions actually accessing finance and beginning to implement a project that has been approved. So our work over the next 4 years is to work with the priority groups and the commodities so that they can be better tooled to improve their livelihoods through accessing markets.
This initiative is part of a larger regional project benefiting 8 Caribbean nations and is funded by the Canadian government, which has committed $10 million to support climate-smart agricultural practices across the region. Canada's head of cooperation for the Eastern Caribbean, Ababesh Asafa, noted the importance of this initiative for securing the future of farming in the practicing islands.
So the reason for Canada to support that is because agriculture is important, and also because the countries, and CARICOM has made it clear, it has ambitions to reach the 25 by 2025, for example, and it has ambitions to be more autonomous when it comes to agricultural production and food consumption and resilience. So we want to support CARICOM ambition to achieve those objectives, and that's why in partnership with the various countries in the Caribbean, we're supporting this project.
Rena B. Thomas, GBN News.
Julian Alfred named St. Lucia Tourism Ambassador. DBS St. Lucia has that story.
The St. Lucia Tourism Authority is leveraging Julian Alfred's success as the world's fastest woman and has appointed her as the official tourism ambassador. The double Olympic medalist stands as a symbol of St. Lucian excellence, and achievements at the Paris Olympics have placed much attention on the country, opening new doors to market the destination. The ambassadorship was secured following negotiations with representatives of her brand's sponsor, Puma. Chairman of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, Thaddeus Antoine, gave an overview of what Alfred's role as St. Lucia's tourism emissary will entail. This package involves making personal appearances on behalf of the SLTA and associated brand St. Lucia agencies during marketing campaigns. Additionally, she will be conducting media interviews and participating in advertising campaigns. She will also be engaged in posting material on behalf of the SLTA.
For us, the creme de la creme, as I call it, is the co-branding. Julian will, when she competes at Olympics or World Championships, she competes under the banner of St. Lucia. So as she says, she enjoys seeing St. Lucia across her chest when she competes. When she competes otherwise, she really competes on her own, by herself, right? And with that, in our collaboration, we're going to co-brand Julian along with Puma. So one side is going to be Puma, and the other side is going to be that symbol of St. Lucia.
The partnership with Julian Alfred is one which means a lot to sports brand Puma, says Representative Henry Roll, as she embraces Puma's slogan in the Caribbean, Forever Faster. He anticipates this collaboration with brand St. Lucia will amplify both brands.
But it was not only the decision being made because of her talent, but because of the person. We've had the opportunity to work with a lot of fast individuals and so forth, and special gifted individuals. But everybody loves Julian at Puma. Her personality is so inviting. She embraces the brand, and she truly is an ambassador for Puma.
For St. Lucia, Spring Queen representing her homeland has always been a source of pride. She expressed her elation at the opportunity to showcase even further St. Lucia to the world.
I am a proud St. Lucian, and it's always an honor representing St. Lucia on the global stage, no matter where I go. And I will never switch my allegiance, ever. I just wanted to let you know. I also wanted to thank Puma for allowing St. Lucia to collab, especially with my uniform and just going out there representing St. Lucia, having St. Lucia wherever I go is truly an honor. And just a young girl from Cicero, just trying to find a way, figure out life. Find a way, figure out life as she goes along, just not knowing where she'll end up. And now being an ambassador for such a beautiful country, lovely people as well. I just feel so honored right now, and it warms my heart, and I just feel blessed to be able to represent a nation of lovely people.
Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hille expressed his anticipation for the partnership, which is expected to add significant value to St. Lucia and enhance the country's global image. According to the Tourism Minister, there is much excitement about the potential of Alfred's achievements to further elevate St. Lucia's reputation as an award-winning tourism destination.
I can tell you there's a lot of excitement already for Julian, for what she can do, and she can add to the promotion of St. Lucia. I listened to the details of the partnership. I'm looking forward to how the QR code will work for us, because I think it's an amazing opportunity we have to sell St. Lucia. Every time Julian does a press conference, somebody can virtually activate the code using their phone and get the whole story of St. Lucia at the back end. And I've been speaking, and I was whispering to Henry up to last night at the cocktail, we need the Julian Alfred clothing line from Puma. Yeah, we need it. He promised, he's going to work on it, and he's somebody, if he says he's working on it, I know we're going to have some really positive results, because I can tell you the amount of persons overseas and even locally that have been asking us for some of the apparel we've been wearing.
The tourism ambassador was presented with an honorary Jimmy Award, a special art piece designed by St. Lucian artist Christian Gustav Marine, and other St. Lucia branded items. Presentations will also meet to her mother, Joanna Alfred, her brother, and former coach, Cuthbert Twatine Modest. Julian Alfred, the new tourism ambassador, will make her first appearance at the World Travel Market in London in November. For the DBS News World, I am St. Romulus.
We now bring you these international reports.
Hurricane Helene roared through Florida and into Georgia on Friday as one of the most powerful storms to hit the United States. Even before its arrival, the storm had caused power outages for over 1 million people and severe flooding in several areas as rain bands lashed parts of coastal Florida. At least one fatality in Florida has already been blamed on the hurricane, which roared ashore just after 11 p.m. Thursday night as a Category 4. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis urged those in the path of the storm to hunker down.
Well, good evening. We're here at the State Emergency Operations Center.
And warned of further loss of life and property damage.
So this is a big storm. It's a powerful Category 4 storm. But it's also just very large, and it's going to have impacts are being felt, have been felt, and will continue to be felt far and wide. And so when Floridians wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be waking up to a state where very likely there's been additional loss of life, and certainly there's going to be loss of property.
Helene was forecast to dump up to 15 inches of rain in some areas, causing severe flooding. The storm surge was forecast to reach up to 20 feet in the Big Bend area, where it made landfall. The director of the National Hurricane Center, Michael Brennan, earlier called the scenario unsurvivable. Authorities said it would likely be several hours before any rescue personnel could head out to help those in need. In Taylor County, the Sheriff's Department wrote on social media that residents who decided not to evacuate should write their names and dates of birth on their arms in permanent ink so that you can be identified and family notified. The NHC expects Helene to move more slowly inland over the Tennessee Valley in the coming days.
A decade of these marches hasn't made it any easier for relatives to face an undeniable truth. Justicia! Even after all this time, they still don't know what happened to their missing children.
Today is a very painful day for the parents. It's very difficult to describe what we're feeling, but we do know that the administration didn't make the progress we thought they would.
The attack and disappearance of 43 student teachers from the state of Guerrero stands as the most symbolic example of violence and corruption in Mexico's recent history. Shortly after the incident, it became clear that various levels of authorities had colluded with drug cartels to disappear the students. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador promised and failed to find out what happened and bring those responsible to justice.
Hicimos todo. We did everything we could to find the students, and we were not protecting anyone. We wanted to know everything. But things got complicated and tangled because of different interests.
But family members reject this claim by the president, saying his administration interrupted an independent investigation into the case to protect the military, which plays a central role in his government. This government made the choice to support the military and turn their backs on us, betraying their word, said this mother of one of the 43 during a speech at the end of the march. These barricades are perhaps the clearest symbol of just how far the relationship between this movement and the government has deteriorated over the past decade. In past years, the parents of the 43 have shared a stage with the president. They have been given the key to the city, but today, on the 10th anniversary of their disappearance, the roads leading up to the main square have been barricaded to deter them from protesting here. President López Obrador, whose term ends next week, said the barricading was not meant for the relatives, but rather for right-wing groups that he said would infiltrate the march and cause chaos. Regardless, there was no hiding the anger and disappointment from the students' parents, who now have no choice but to wait for yet another Mexican government to fulfill their promise to investigate what happened to their children. Julia Galliano, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
Never thought I'd have to sign something like this, but we do.
US President Joe Biden signed a new executive order to tackle changing trends in gun violence Thursday. 3D printed firearms and machine gun conversion kits are among the threats that would be assessed by the new federal task force the order aims to create. The conversion kits allow handguns and other semi-automatic weapons to match or exceed the rate of fire of many military guns, and police say they're increasingly showing up in crime scenes.
The law also invests over $1 billion, the largest one-time ever investment ever in seeking to deal with mental health issues in our schools.
Thursday's order also directs federal agencies to create more effective active shooter drills for schools and colleges. Most U.S. states already require schools to conduct mass shooting drills, but some research has found them ineffective and traumatic to students. The order's signing at the White House gathered more than 100 survivors of gun violence, including former Representative Gabby Gifford.
There's so much more we have to do. I think it's time to reinstate the assault weapons ban and high-capacity magazines. And I've been fighting for this. I'm going to continue after I leave this office. End immunity for the gun industry. End it, end it, end it.
Democrats largely favor stricter gun laws as a way to reduce deaths from gun violence. Republicans generally oppose stricter laws. They cite the right to bear arms, established in the U.S. Constitution's Second Amendment. Harris, who is running for president as the Democratic nominee, has lately been trying to appeal to both the 1/3 of Americans who own a gun and the 2/3 of Americans who support stronger regulation of gun ownership.
It is a false choice to suggest you are either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. I am in favor of the Second Amendment, and I believe we need to reinstate the assault weapons ban and pass universal background checks, safe storage laws, and red flag laws.
After an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in July, a Trump advisor said he would continue to protect gun rights.
From how China gave markets a boost to why Boeing workers weren't backing down, this is the week in numbers. Close to 16% was the gain for China's blue chip stock index this week, marking its best week in 16 years. The jump came after Beijing unveiled its biggest package of stimulus measures since the pandemic. Central Bank Governor Pang Gongsheng flagged the moves, which included a rate cut and extra help for mortgage borrowers. A 30% pay hike wasn't enough to interest striking Boeing workers. The company this week said that was its best and final offer, though talks later resumed. Unions want 40%, saying pay has lagged inflation for years. About 45,000 is how many workers could walk out at major US seaports next week in a dispute over pay. JP Morgan estimates a strike could cost the economy $5 billion per day, and the prospect has retailers preparing for chaos ahead of the holiday shopping season. Around 15% was the surge in shares for chipmaker Micron Technology on Thursday. The Nvidia supplier reported its best revenue growth in a decade and cheered investors with a bullish outlook for the coming months. And 5.4% was the jump for Southwest Airlines stock after it set out a revival plan. While that pleased some investors, activist shareholder Elliott Management said it was just more empty promises. The fund is pushing to oust airline boss Bob Jordan and most of the board.
You were listening to the Midday News on WinFM 98.9. The headlines?
Update on St. Peter's and F.T. Williams Highway Rehabilitation Project.
St. Kitts and Nevis's ICT ministry develops an internet exchange point.
Grenada launches gender-responsive climate-smart agriculture program. Julian Alfred named St. Lucia Tourism Ambassador. Internationally, Hurricane Helene hits Florida as one of the largest storms to strike the U.S. Thank you for listening.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, and Cariboury.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness. It's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
IGA Independence 41 specials for September 19th through October 2nd. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, $7.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, $8.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts are just $12.99. Breyers Ice Cream, $22.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Fries, $15.79. And now our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $9.99. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. Essential Everyday Oats, regular and old-fashioned, $14.99. Arm & Hammer toothpaste, $14.99. Arm & Hammer deodorant, just $8.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Get ready to relax in style with Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley's Furniture Home Store. Easy living, easy saving sales event. For the entire month of September, we're bringing you unbeatable deals that will transform your home. Save 25% off on living room sets store-wide. For cozy couches to elegant sectionals, we have everything you need to create your dream living room. Shop with us and enjoy double cashback coupons for free groceries with all higher purchases. Every higher purchase enters you for a chance to win free groceries for a whole year. You can also win a stunning 4-piece living room set. That's right. Don't miss out on the Easy Living, Easy Saving sales event at Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley's Furniture Home Store all month long. Hosford's, making your house a home.
Hey, guess what? We're back. It's 12:36 p.m. We're just about to launch the second half of today's presentation of Voices. My name is Socrates, and I want to thank those who were part of this morning's discussions, those who called in, those who sent their little text messages. I want to say good afternoon to Miss Rosemary Donald up there, and say hi and give her up to a bag of sugar for me. So, okay, Mr. Lionel Stevens and Miss Warner from the Department of Cooperatives were here this morning, and I think Mr. Stevens may be back. Give me 2 seconds, let me move this camera, this microphone. All right. Yeah, I believe Mr. Stevens will be back. I want to say to Carl Brown, I didn't invite him to call back on a particular topic, and he did, but he wasn't actually listening to the radio. I think that's because to the internet stream, because there's a power outage up where the antenna is located. So there's a bit of challenge in terms of our listeners. But give it a chance. Give us a call back, because we need to have that discussion about the impact on the planned surcharge on business houses. In the meantime, a lot of folks don't really are probably unaware that today is World Tourism Day. Bet you didn't know that. So we have the Honorable Marsha Henderson making a presentation on the topic. The theme is tourism and peace. I'm going to try to read a bit of what she said. And peace has a long-standing relationship of critical importance with the field of tourism. She continues, the relationship between the two is manifested in a variety of areas, including the fact that tourism provides pardon? I don't get this thing started. The fact that tourism let me start from the top. The relationship between the two is manifested in a variety of areas, including the fact that tourism provides local citizens the means by which to understand and appreciate the impact of practicing sustainability. Embracing sustainability not only conserves our planet's natural and cultural resources, but also supports peace by fostering harmony and reducing conflicts over resources. As we observe World Tourism Day under the theme Tourism and Peace, St. Kitts will continue to prioritize social justice, equity, peace, and opportunities for diverse and meaningful tourist experience. A point was made by Brenda when she was here on Wednesday that we need to market as one destination. Now, in her comment just now, the minister spoke about St. Kitts. It's World Tourism Day. And she spoke about, let me read the last paragraph. As we observe World Tourism Day under the theme Tourism and Peace, St. Kitts will continue to prioritize social justice, equity, peace, and opportunities. Sometimes it's Freudian, sometimes it's in the subconscious. And a vision will call in and tell you, well, why she mentioned this? You know, one has to be, especially on that platform as a minister. But we market differently, separately. That is the problem. Huh? It is. And so you have a small budget. You're going out to market the destination, but Nevis send their own contingent. St. Kitts send their own. So maybe that's why in her subconscious, in the presentation, she just mentioned St. Kitts. It's one of those things. You know, we had a situation in Sandy Point years ago, and it's well known, where the young lady, Mr. Warner, went out there to represent the Federation. She was the national queen, and they asked her, where you from? She just had the point. And they've never let us forget it. All your Sandy Point people up there. I mean, she's on an international platform representing it wasn't the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis then. I think back it was St. Kitts and Anguilla or thereabouts, and asked her, so where you from? She said Sandy Point. So one has to be cognizant of the fact that when you're there, especially as a minister, representing the destination, you can't see just St. Kitts. That being said, it's World Tourism Day, and because we market separately, we have the St. Kitts Taxi Association, the St. Kitts Nevis have their own. You know, the Nevian taxi driver cannot leave St. Kitts, come down on the ferry and ply his trade here, and vice versa. We can take tours over there, but not go over there and operate because your license gives you thing to operate your tourism they call and St. Kitts. The thing is the principle. The two islands market differently. Okay, we work for entity, I won't call the name, where we take our safaris across to Nevis and we do a treasure hunt tour. We see operators from Nevis coming down and they're doing walking tours around St. Kitts, etc., etc. You're part of one federation, right? But you have your decal on your vehicle issued by the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. It's not the St. Kitts Nevis Tourism Authority. I'm not sure what they call it in Nevis, but the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, not St. Kitts Nevis. They have their own. Yes. So perhaps that's why the minister in her presentation said St. Kitts. Sometimes it's what the people are led to believe, because when we send out a contingent of athletes representing the Federation, Nevis send their own. But you're aware of that? Huh? How many can't? Okay, I wasn't aware. About normally when you send up. All right. Well, if that supposed to be St. Kitts Nevis. But still we have to be cognizant of the fact that today is World Tourism Day. I think next month is tourism. They have tourism week, month of activities. One is going to be a tour that really highlights the Bombay Fig Tree destination. So there is that. I trust, and I like his name, Russ I Trust. He is on his way back, etc. So Cal Brown, if you get a chance now, is a good chance to hit that topic about the potential impact. I don't know about that one. Maybe they had that conversation. Okay, cool. Yeah, but when it comes to the fervor, the pride that the visions place in their sports personalities, they're cultural people, you have to respect it. They come out and they support them, and that was one of the perceptions why you had more Division cricketers excelling regionally and internationally, because you get their support. No. It wasn't that, the support. And in the USVI where it was raised, etc., you could see the support from divisions coming out for their own people. They don't identify as St. Kitts and Nevis. Divisions out there. It happens, and you can't blame them for it. Now, some people go back to the, let's say, politics. But this had nothing to do with Bachelor. This attitude that prevails between St. Kitts and St. Kitts people and Nevis people. I was part of the show over there on the Jackcha last weekend, where I was doing the song Double Slice of Paradise. Right? And I was talking about St. Kitts, how beautiful it is, and one of the guy in the audience didn't even wait. What happened to Nevis? Yeah, I said, fella, you don't listen. And you're saying, St. Kitts, you're gonna. The song is called A Double Slice. And somebody said to me, well, Socrates, he listened to the song. He didn't. And then afterwards, even when I came off the stage, better go to Rapport. He said, well, I mean a song. But he was in your face. And I understood him. Because there are times when your nationality is challenged and people don't say anything at all. He'll let you know, hey, you got to say Nevis. And I did a song. So I've been in forums where to them is Divisions first. And this goes back to 100 years before we attained independence. Why it started, how it started at the time. They were not happy. Well, back then, 1884, 83, we got independence in 1884, right? That independence, what I'm saying. Emancipation, right? 1834, okay? In 1883, the Jews still controlled the economic activities in Nevis, right? The cotton industry, etc., they were very rich. Nevis was one of the richest countries in the region, called the Queen of the Caribbean, all the different things, Jim, and very, very industrious, very economically ahead of St. Kitts. The Crown at the time chose to annex Nevis to St. Kitts. St. Kitts being the bigger of the two, etc., the Crown decided, okay, we'll put Nevis and Anguilla later on the St. Kitts. And the Jews did not like it. Because Nevis was, and this, I would say, displayed a part in it, Nevis was a peasantry. St. Kitts being a plantocracy. So the folks who work on the plantations in Nevis, they actually work the land for the owners, and they got a percentage, but the land was they worked the land. Here in St. Kitts, the plantocracy worked us. We no access of owning the land, and that explains why individuals were able to acquire land and own land in a way, a manner that St. Kitts, well, Kittitians couldn't. Understand? So they were taking the side of the planters. The argument was St. Kitts should be in charge of us and that. That's where the rancor came from. So the enslaved then identified with the Jews or the planters. That's where it came from. This we versus them. On a larger scale, we have the divide and rule. We have there are many, many tribes, even today existing in Africa, 54 countries. And they're not all singing from the same hymn book. So even though you're black or African, there were tribal wars and all that. So it was easy here in the region to have two small islands this closely entwined. And you have this St. Kitts versus Nevis thing. St. Kitts, Nevis. So when we go out to market as a country, as a destination, tourism-wise, they send their own contingent. They have the Nevis Tourism Board. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, not district men, and we have the St. Kitts. Right. So two different things. And as Brenda pointed out when she was here, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You should market the destination as one. Huh? There you go. So some things you may want to change culturally. They become part of identity. You know. I recall the days when, and this is not really to get into anything, I recall the days when, let's say the Haynes Smith were the ones who behind the St. Kitts Nevis Federation competition, where you would take the top 3 Calypsonians from St. Kitts and you pit them against the top 3 in Nevis. That crown was called a Federation crown. Now, Haynes Smith ran that for about 5 years, successfully. And then the division said they could do it better. So they kicked out Haynes Smith and then took it over. It lasted probably 2 years. And then, that's floundered. I recall the great Element telling me he ain't going over there because he said Contender was in charge of Haynes Smith and he would rob him over there. So he never went and took part in the competition. I went and I won at least 3 times. Yeah. But it was part of building Culturama. It was a major show with the top 3 from St. Kitts went up against the top 3 from Nevis. And then a lot of Calypsonians would leave St. Kitts and go and take part in Culturama. It was allowed because that helped to build it. And then it came to a point where Mark Brantley said he no longer wanted Kittitian Calypsonians to take part in Culturama because it's more or less a Nevis thing. And Astro, and I'm saying what I heard documented myself, went on the radio and says he's glad because he no longer have to come to St. Kitts to compete. He can stay in Nevis. Sometimes people just fly off at the mouth without understanding what they're saying. But I'm showing you. But is the rancor and the thing between, I really, really, really hate to go to Nevis and be called St. Kitts people. St. Kitts people, yes. At one point, this and that sang that all the crime in St. Kitts, trying to distance himself from what was happening. But outside, people who are viewing and listening, they don't understand the issue. We hear about issues between Trinidad and Tobago and Antigua and Barbuda in terms of the economic focus on the larger countries versus there. But you identify as one. You don't have the as far as I know, the Barbuda tourism boat. You mark it as one. But these are issues that affect us in ways that we don't realize, and even at the school level, people grow with that because they were taught that. And then the Premier Bratcher then came in for some stick because of some policies that I won't say introduced, but took place under him. And some comments he's ascribed to have made, I don't know if he did, but people talk about he promised him this and that. And so he's blamed for the nonsense that still exists between Kittitians and Nevisians. Yeah, but if you pass it on to your children, I'm saying for over 100 years before we attained independence, it happened in 1883. We achieved independence in St. Kitts Nevis in 1983, 100 years before, when the Crown annexed Nevis to St. Kitts. 83. Well, you could be right, 1882, but it was actually officially recorded in 1883. And so let's take this call and see what we have. Good day, call 11 Voices.
Good afternoon, Socrates.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program. How are you doing?
Yes. Blessed in Jesus' name, and greetings to you and your whole audience in Jesus Christ's name. The only Savior of sinners who saved his elect, his chosen sinners. He saved them from their sin and from hell.
Let the church say amen.
Composed of the eternal Trinity. Amen.
Yep.
Now, first of all, what I would like to say is that You see, when we do not live according to the Bible, God sent all kind of confusion and divisions among us. And we read that in the Bible, where he sent confusion and division in different groups of people and camps of people because of their disobedience to his word. As a matter of fact, even Paul said, while he was criticizing the division in the churches, Paul said in 1 Corinthians, in the end, the divisions have to be, because those who are approved of God and those who are not have to be shown. It has to be made plain. And so, in the end, for that purpose, divisions have to be, even in the churches, because so many in the churches are not obeying the word of God. And so you have to know and see who is approved of God and who is not. So all these divisions, be it in the island, all over the world, be it in families, be it, doesn't matter. Even Jesus Christ said he come to bring us, even Jesus said he did not come to bring peace, but he come to bring a sword that don't cause divisions, even in families, even in friends, all over. Because why? People who do not love the Bible and who do not live according to the Bible will hate those who live according to the Bible. And even those who don't live according to the Bible, God going to even bring divisions among them to destroy, that way they destroy their own selves. So all these divisions, you see, all these divisions you're speaking about, in the end, they are the results of our disobedience to the Bible. And in order for these divisions to go away, there's only one cure, and that is the Word of God. Only the Word of God can heal and eradicate these divisions. But we must all first biblically repent and start to live according to the Word of God for these divisions to go away. Otherwise, we're going to always be having them. And no matter how much we speak against them, they're always going to be, because they are the results of our disobedience to the Bible.
Collectively?
Hello?
Collectively?
Yes. And individually too. Both collectively and individually, they are the results of our disobedience to the Word of God. And we do not see it because so many are blind to the truths of the Bible. But the truth is still the truth. And the Bible is the truth. And Jesus is the truth via the Bible. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. I was going to engage in a little discussion about the last days and what was predicted.
Hello?
I was going to engage you in a discussion about the last days and what was predicted. The last days, children rise up against their parents, nation against nation. And because what happened, politicians go on the platform and promise you better. At the same time, the Bible says in the last days, you see these rancor, this division, these wars, etc. So it's left to us individually as to what to believe. The politician who's promising you better, and the Bible saying it's going to be worse. Well,
Socrates, I'm going to be quite honest with you. When it comes to Bible prophecies, they have to be handled very carefully. And with all due respect, Jesus Christ let us know when the last days are going to be. For example, in the Bible time, like for example in Matthew 24, Jesus told us that the last days he spoke of in that chapter was going to be during the time of the destruction of the temple in Israel in AD, which happened in AD 70. The epistles of John spoke of their time 2,000 years ago as the final hour, the final day, and that sort of stuff. So really and truly, the last days really happened 2,000 years ago during the New Testament time. We are living after the last days.
So what dispensation are we living in?
Hello?
What dispensation then are we living in?
We are living in the millennial New Covenant dispensation. We are now live. The millennium is not going to happen after Christ's return. The millennium is now happening since AD 70. It began since AD 70, based upon the teachings of Revelation, Matthew, and so on. So we are living after the last days. We are now living in the
grace,
new covenant millennial times.
Grace, the period of grace.
Well, from the time Adam sinned to up to now, until when Christ return in the future, has always been the age of grace.
Okay,
But
Sister Henry,
a greater
please come in.
emphasis. Hello?
I was asking for Sister Henry to come in.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that since the new covenant started after the death of Christ, we have seen greater emphasis and greater teachings on the grace of God. But men, from the time Adam sinned to up to now, to when Christ returned, has always been saved by the grace of God. You could read that in Romans chapter 4 and in Romans chapter 5.
Are you saying that no matter what you did, you were saved by the grace of God?
Once men, from the time Adam sinned, once men put their faith in the gospel as it was
conditional
to them,
okay,
they were always saved by the grace of God.
Okay.
Always. Whether in Old Testament or New Testament.
All right, thank you for that. We're going to save this moment and take it downtown once again to give credit to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
From the South, 98.9. Double the cash back. Double the groceries. Double the savings. Only at Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortsford's location for details. Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortsford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
Okay, the lines are open. We're talking $25,000 for the road match champion this year. Any input on that, Jamsa? I don't think so, because it seemed like a big thing, a big elevation. 25,000 they're giving for the road match winners. I would say off the cuff is a good thing, because it's a lot of work, not only to go to the studio, but to get your equipment out on the road. You're competing, you're losing speakers, and one other thing about that is when you lose a speaker or your equipment get damaged, you have no redress. You just can't go to a Department of Culture or Carnival and say, okay, can you waive the duties for me on XYZ? You know, I think in Antigua, automatically they waive duties for musicians on equipment. It's a lot easier. I did speak to the Honorable Samuel Duggins about a year ago about, it was leading up to one of the music festivals issues, and the local photographers were saying that we cannot compete with these international folks who come in with super rigs. We need some leeway to be able to purchase our equipment, import them, etc., because we're actually building our brand at home, which will get us some international recognition. And his remark was something about advice of the IMF, and I'm thinking, we're going back there? Because if it's the case, they have to approve your spending on every aspect of your development. And I'm saying, as a minister, these guys are appealing to you to put whatever is required in place so that they, as professionals, importing equipment that's will put them on the same, well, on a level field in the photography, their skill set, etc., etc. And I'm thinking, why are we here even? So when those bands make those major investment, and I'm hearing from them, and our speaker is blown, we are building, supporting, marketing Carnival, right? No, it's a private band, of course, but it's part of the community of branding ourselves as a destination, Carnival, road match, etc. Do we need to have that support? I repeat, in Antigua, that's part of the policy. Once you're an established musician and you're working at a trade, they put the mechanism in place that you can import the way the duties. When you purchase it, you pay the freight, but the way the duties. We do not have that here. Sadly, we do not have that here. I've gone in my pocket several times trying to find the funding to, But then I don't think there's any unified musician or Calypsonian or entertainment entity that can lobby collectively. And that's part of the problem. So I'm happy to learn that they're giving $25,000 for the winner. The fan base will be happy with that because they will be coming up to support their preferred band. You have those from Nevis, the Collision band. You're going to have Grandmasters, of course, New Vibes, the sweetest band in the world, just to name the top. It's going to be epic. And today is what, the 27th day of September, so we're thinking Carnival. Okay, let me look at it. No problem. As a matter of fact, I can reveal that due for meeting with the Carnival Committee planning stage, that's going to be at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I have to go. So I'm looking for the calendar of events. No, that's different to what I have here. Similar articles, different. Okay. So Jamsa is trying to send me the updated Carnival calendar of events, so I'll be able to share that with you. Okay. And my guest from this morning is saying he's on his way here, so we're going to buzz him in and continue that discussion. But let's see what Jamsa just sent me. It would be... Open up. All right. National Events Calendar. And this comes from the National Carnival Committee. 2024, Sunday, 17th November, Sugar Mass Awards. That's good. This is now annual. You're going to have the Sugar Mass Awards. That's on the 17th of November. On the 22nd, that's a Friday, it's going to be Power Soca Elimination. I'm telling you, November. Saturday, 23rd November, Groovy Soca Elimination. On the 29th, it's going to be Saturday, Senior Calypso Elimination, November 29th. On Friday, 6th December, Festive Friday, downtown Bastille. So those guys who are out there making plans to come home for the Carnival season, these are some of the things you can plan for in terms of when you want to get here. It starts on the 17th of November, Sugar Mass Awards. On the 22nd, Power Soca Elimination. On the 23rd, Groovy Soca Eliminations. On the 29th of November, is a Saturday, is going to be the Senior Calypso Elimination. So yes, Jamsa Groovy Soca segment is back. As I trust, welcome back. On December 6th, Festive Friday, downtown Bastille. Good. Sunday, 8th December, Miss SKN Swimwear Competition. And on the Tuesday, December 10th, Minister's Cocktail. Right? Am I getting invited to that? Tuesday, December 12th, Senior Calypso Monarch Semis. That's on the 12th of December for those who are listening, those interested. On the 13th, you're going to have the opening of Carnival and Midnight Essence Street Festival. That's Midnight Escape, my apologies. That's on the 13th of December. Opening of Carnival and Midnight Escape Street Festivals on the 14th December. Soca Monarch Finals. On Sunday, the 15th, Junior Calypso Monarch Finals. On the 17th, that's going to be Tuesday, you have Miss Teen, Miss St. Kitts and Nevis pageants. Miss Teen, St. Kitts and Nevis pageants. 18th December, Wednesday, folklore competition. Have you had it before? Competition, okay, interesting. The 19th December, Miss St. Kitts and Nevis pageant. On the 26th, Juve. On the 27th, Senior Calypso Monarch Finals. God's willing, I'll be there. On the 29th December, Panorama. On the 1st of January, that's a Wednesday, Grand Carnival Parade. And Tuesday, 2nd January, Grand Carnival Parade last lap. By that time, I think they're going to have a pretty good idea who would have won that $25,000 for this year as the road match for the Road Match Champions winners. And we have back with us Mr. Stevens. I love your name. I trust. Russ, I trust. Right? You've been busy, you've been here, you've been there and there, and you're back with us. So welcome back to the program. The mic is yours.
Yeah, give thanks. I'm back here to talk some more about agriculture in general and the activities coming up.
Definitely.
Before I went, I was talking about the upcoming event this coming Sunday at Phillips Botanical Farm, Botanical Garden in Tabernacle. That's right on the Island Main Road. If you're coming from Sadlers, it's right after you pass the cemetery. If you're coming from Bastia, it would be after you pass the bus terminal and the hard court on the lower side.
By the railway?
Yes, after you pass the hut by the gate to go up into Tabernacle, it's going to be on the right-hand side. That's if you're coming from Bastia. And if you're coming from Sadlers...
Jamson is some direction, you know?
Yeah, if you're coming from Sadlers, though, it's on the left-hand side, the seaside, right after you pass the cemetery. Okay? And that starts at 2. And there's going to be local vendors, there's going to be vegetables, there's going to be juices, there's going to be ital. We're going to be there with soap. You know what I mean? So for all the ital soap lovers, Sparks is going to be there with soap. Sugartown Organics, you know what I mean, with the whole heap of cosmetics and organic soaps and you name it. You know what I mean? There's going to be some poetry, a few singing performances, and lots to do for the kids. So we encourage you ones to come out and support Gideon Force Organic Farm for the organic market happening this coming Sunday at Phillips Botanical Garden.
This
coming Sunday at 2 p.m. All right. The other thing I wanted to speak about too is from the Farmers Consortium side, the upcoming planting season is upon us. There was supposed to be a general meeting slated for last evening, but through the rains and the forecast for the flash flood warning, that was postponed for a further date, a later date. But still want to encourage farmers to come on board, become a part of the consortium, because the idea of the consortium is farmers speaking in one voice under one umbrella. You know what I mean? Strength in numbers and lobbying for a seat at the table, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, the farmers are the ones who manifest the works, who go out on a daily basis and till the soil, deal with the animals in attempts to ensure that we have good food to eat. So it is important that those persons do not be left out of the planning, and the organizing, because at the end of the day, it's well and good to come up with a nice plan, right? But when the execution of the plan is not a part of the development or have any idea, it kind of leaves him with a little bit of difficulty to execute something that he kind of has no idea or association with, despite he is an executioner. Is what I'm saying. So it's only fitting that if I'm going to build a house for you, you update me on what you would like to see in the house, how you would like it to go. And as the executioner, I could say, well, all right, I think this is workable. This would work better here. You know what I mean?
Be part of the discussion.
Yeah, so
they're speaking with you, not speaking at you.
Yes. So so I just want to encourage farmers to come on board. This planting season is here. The 25 by 25 program is ongoing, and it's going to be going for a while. I can't say how long, but as I mentioned before, it's an attempt to reduce the importation by 25%. And it is based on, I think it was the 2022 importation bill, which was about $200,000. $200 million, right? So the idea is 25% of that is about $50 million.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying the import bill at that time was
at that time was about a little over $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the objective of the 25 by 25 is to cut that $200 million by 25%.
And this was projected from 2022?
After we heard about this after the government change, and the minister would have traveled to Trinidad, and that's when we started hearing about the initiative, right? So it's an ongoing. It's not something that could happen instantly.
What do you mean you started hearing? Weren't you all called into a discussion, an official discussion, and laid out the whole agenda to everybody?
Well, it was discussed. There were meetings technically to inform the community of the initiative. There were meetings to identify to speak towards the crops that were identified by the department as to what crops would form part of the 25 by 25 agenda.
Okay.
Right? And there were meetings for you to, where they discussed the importation, what lands would be needed, and so forth.
To reduce that?
Yes.
Were there any discussions or questions directed to you as to how can we help you, what tools you need? Let us meet you halfway. What do you need, what requirements, etc.? Did you have the discussion?
Not necessarily, but the government knew, technically, if we are going to run with this initiative, they, of course, would have to facilitate some resources to the farming community to achieve this.
So that was done?
Which that has been done, and it is ongoing.
Okay.
So farmers would have received free inputs, ground covers, fencing, poles, drip lines, seedlings, as part of the initiative, right? So the infrastructural part of it has already started rolling out, and some production has already started.
So we may not be on track in time frame, but we're working towards it?
But we are working towards it, because it's not something that could happen right away. And as I'm saying, the 25% that we are looking to reduce, that is something that has to be planted consistently to do that. For example, you cannot have the 25% produced in 1 or 2 months and achieve that for the year. So it's not for a month, but it's for the overall year in terms of importation or production. So it's an ongoing process. That's what I'm saying. So, but the farmers still need to work together in the sense that, for example, if a farmer is to receive a commodity, let's say tomatoes, right? Other farmers would receive tomatoes as well, right?
Yeah.
And the plan is these tomatoes that we are planting for the program are supposed to be for a particular market. And
Okay.
that market would be the importers.
Yep.
Technically, Rams, Valuemart, those persons who import large volumes of food. So what we produce is basically geared towards those who import food, right? So, as it pertains to the farmers, here is it where the government technically is signed on to the initiative and is going to basically ask the importers to support the initiative by purchasing the food, reduce your importation.
So you got to play parts.
So there are different players in it.
When I say you, the farmer,
the farming community
the consortium,
has a role to play in terms of producing, right? So where the farmers have to work together is, even though you get your crop and he has his, there must be that communication that you bring yours and he bring his. Because if your quota is only 5% and his is another 5, right? 5 and 5 make 10. So if that 10% doesn't come forward, then we are shorting the importers. Because if they are looking for 20 and we have 4 farmers on this round and only 2 are going to come through, there's a void.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Got to keep the volume up and consistent.
In whatever way possible, because it's like we're asking the importers to stop taking from Socrates, who is consistent, and try to give the local man a chance to do that. So give up my regular supply, why sure I'm going to be making my money, because they're going to supply me regular, and try to give the local man a chance, who they continue to say is inconsistent.
Yeah, I hear you.
Why? Because we don't have access to water. Inputs are sometimes not there. The land preparation is an issue. We have an issue with labor force. Plus we have monkeys and we have wild pigs, and the list of issues goes on.
Challenges.
Yeah. So it needs to be a continuous conversation, because you cannot ask the importers to stop import food and there's no guarantee.
The onus is on you to step up.
We on the ground are going to do it. But we on the ground are saying that there are challenges like land preparation, availability of quality seeds, which the department is the major supplier of seeds for production, right? There's still the issue of farmers wanting to import inputs and having to go to the ministry to apply for a duty-free concession, where there has already been an ID system in place. You register to be a farmer, you get an ID that speaks, an identification. That should be enough for you to take to the port. If I import a tiller, a small tiller to help me after the tractor don't give me a first cut, I could use that and fine-tune my land, right? I shouldn't have to go to the department to apply
again
for duty-free concession to wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks for it to go through the channels for me to get an approval. I should be able to show my ID card at the port, and they recognize that this is the government-issued farmer's ID.
So is that now a communication problem?
There's something that needs
something
to be
working down.
That's something that needs to be worked on.
Okay.
Because the IDs are there, the system of the ID, and you register. It is there. But you having the card and going to the port that doesn't recognize it, you still have to apply for concession.
We got 6 minutes jam still. Take it down to her one more time, and then let's I trust I love the name continues. Right.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
This is your boy Super Handy Andy
And your girl Sachi the Artist
with your Super Handy Andy Hurricane deals at Hospice Billing Center
for the month of September.
Heavy duty green polytap was $59.49.
Now for $44.62.
Duracell AA rechargeable batteries was $123.10.
Get it now for $92.33.
Power Zone work light was $96.96.
Now $72.72.
Display LED glow stick light was $7.56.
It's now $6.63.
1 gallon plastic roof cement was $105.56.
It's now $79.17.
1 1/4 gallon gas can was $84.53.
It's now $63.39.
Super handy Andy
with Sashi the Artist
with your hurricane deals at Horses Building Center
for the month of September, making home improvement easy.
Preparation.
Beyond? Okay, I had a discussion with I trust in the meantime, and we have about 5 more minutes, so I want you to use the time to get as much as what you want to get up there to the listeners, the farmers, importers, the public at large, so it's yours.
Yeah, back to the original purpose, October 12th, St. Kitts Eco Park, the annual staging of SPAC's World Food, the Food Fair and Agricultural Exhibition. The highlights, the high school cook-off. So far, it's looking to be a bigger competition this year. We started out with 3 schools. Last year, we had 4. Presently, we are at 5.
Mm-hmm. And today, the deadline for registration.
Today, the deadline for registration. Mm-hmm. So, I guess we're going to be working with 5 schools. I want to acknowledge Sadler Secondary for coming back on board. They opted out last year because they said the children didn't want to have anything to do with the rabbit, you know, so they did not partake. They found it strange, you know, but nonetheless, we welcome them back so far. So just to name the school so the general public could start to gear up and get behind your school. We have the Charles E. Mills Secondary. We have the Bright Star in the West, the Vultures High School. We got the Home of Champions, the Bathia High School. We got the Sadler Secondary School, and we have Outer Green Valley, we have the Keyan High School. So
okay.
It's looking to be a keenly contested competition this year. So we invited ones and ones to come on out. It's Saturday, October 12th. The cooking competition actually starts from 1:30. They would have an hour and a half to do their thing. So you'll want to try to get there between 1:30 and 3 if you want to witness the cooking competition. So we'll be back to shed some more light as it pertains to the other things happening, the giveaways and all the other participants. So stay tuned. And
what is the ultimate aim of what you described, for those who didn't catch us earlier?
Well, the aim of this event is to give ones and ones another opportunity who would have missed the Nevis Agricultural Open Day and the St. Kitts Agricultural Open Day. You get another opportunity in October as it pertains, as we celebrate World Food Day. You get another opportunity to see what is happening within the sector of agriculture, because we showcase a wide range, agro-processing, the culinary, the livestock, vegetables, the whole work. So we're just inviting everyone to come on out and be a part of it.
It's also Tourism Month.
It's also Tourism Month, so we also want tourism to come on board, become a partner, the visitor channel as well. So this could be something that we could promote to attract food lovers, culinary experts to come and witness the talent that we have in terms of the students. And yeah,
I think we need to get entities like tourism to be providing the winning trophy, make them part of it, that discussion.
Well, as I said, we sent the communication, so we're waiting for the response, and we hope that we could have that conversation and make it a bigger and more attractive venture.
It's 29 past. It's Friday, the 27th day of September. And for those who like to say, thank God it's Friday, we want you to enjoy a most wonderful weekend. Be safe, enjoy yourself, be kind. And, you know, in St. Kitts Navy, just make it happen. For those who are making plans to come in, if anyone want to get here in time for that event, that'll be great. We're booking for Carnival. We have the calendar out, so just let your friends know that St. Kitts is happening. There's a vibes in place, and want to say thanks to all our viewers or listeners, those who participated in the program earlier, and those who are keenly looking forward to our next presentation on Monday from 11 until 1:30. We want to wish you peace, love, and a much, much better tomorrow. I'm out.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win